called Cecilia Mboya. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession. I'm a lecturer at Africa International University. But from 2016, I joined Bible Society, a trauma healing program where I was trained. I was just going for a healing as a participant. I found it to be very good, that I felt the way I've been helped, I also want to help other people. So for me, trauma healing program, I decided to do it as a ministry. I have a profession, but I felt the way the trauma healing approaches healing, combining the word of God, psychology, and relevant knowledge which can help in training, in healing, I felt that is a very unique ministry, and after prayer I felt that I should make it a ministry. So from here now, I'm going to do more of trauma healing groups. I've already organized it when I was already here. I've already started organizing for it, and especially in where I work. We have a lot of university students going through a lot of traumatic issues. So I'm planning to have quite a number of, by God's grace, a number of healing groups, and I believe that God is going to be with me as I help the young people to have more peace so that they can settle in their studies.
My name is Lazarus Chishibiti, from Mozambique, from the Bible Society of Mozambique. Yeah, what I learned here is many things that I learned. How to address a trauma healing itself. When I was trained as an initial equipping, but now I'm trained to train others, so it's more responsibility for me, but also how to deal with the trauma healing since the healing groups, even the training for initial equipping. So I'm well equipped now to do the trauma healing, following all the steps that are required to do well in trauma healing. So my next step as a Bible Society of Mozambique, we do have scheduled a training last week of this month in Beira. It's where we are going. What I will do, it will be totally different with what I was doing before this training, because now I'm well equipped to do and to deal with trauma healing. Trauma healing is belong to anywhere, is for anyone, any country and any family must have trauma healing, because all of us were traumatized with something. It can be at home, at work, in the society, even in the church. So it's so good to have trauma healing.
I'm a trained teacher. I'm also a pastor by calling. I've been conducting a number of healing groups since the initial training that I received in 2020. And one of the core lessons that I have been teaching is dealing with the wounds of the heart. All this time, I had actually not known that there's this wound that was in my heart, and somehow I had not dealt completely with it. But in this training, we went through that topic again, and for the first time, I remembered an experience that I went through. There's a place we were sent for ministry with my husband in a church setting, and the reception was not good. We actually received a lot of rejection from the members that we found in that church, and even the members of the clergy outside the church, instead of giving us a shoulder to lean on and welcoming us, because for me it was a land that I had not lived, we received a lot of rejection and a lot of opposition. And it is in this training, and when we went through that topic of healing the wounds of our heart, that I discovered that I had not let go. I still had those people in my heart. The pain was still so fresh. And when we were taken through the forgiveness ceremony, I asked the Lord to let me release the pain. I wrote that on a piece of paper, we burned, and now I am leaving this place a changed person. I have no pain, I'm okay, and I'm willing to serve God in the very place. Initially, in the healing groups, I must admit that I was doing more preaching and lecturing. But we've been taken through the participatory learning, and that is the mode that I'm going to apply. I am going to ask the Lord to give me more listening ears. I will listen more and actually talk less, because in this training I learned that the solutions actually are with the people, the participants, not necessarily the facilitator. Mine is just to facilitate, not to preach or lecture.